Flutefit. So I'm Susan O'Leary and I've written a book recently called Time to Get Flutefit. It's for students doing flute exams, grades 1 to 5. It's also for those who are learning, who maybe are not doing exams but wish to improve aspects of their fluency, dexterity and technique in general across the range of the instrument. So the book is available on my website. So that's at flutefit.com. It's €15 plus postage and packing. I've used aspects of senior practice that advanced students would be using and incorporated them into the junior scale book. So it's laying the foundation for your technique that's going to come later on when you develop and things that you're going to be practicing when you're more advanced. And so you'll be used to these. It'll be something that you're very used to. What will you get out of it? Well, you'll obviously be very prepared for your exams. So the 2-octave scale or 1-octave scale that you'll be doing for your exam, you know, it doesn't really help you in terms of your flute technique. The idea is always to expand upon the basic requirements of the exam so that your standard is higher, and therefore when you go into the exam to your scale, you'll be flying up and down it, no bother. It'll seem very easy when you do. This is actually going to really benefit not just your knowledge of your scales, but aspects of your flute technique. So in order to build a technique, you need to be able to have good dexterity in your fingers, flexibility, control, and as you know, you've got certain weaknesses within your hands. And so what you're trying to do with the scales and when you're practicing technique is to even those discrepancies out. So we have stronger fingers and weaker fingers, and you need to try and build up the strength in the weaker fingers so that they don't slow you down when you're playing fast passages. It's also about being able to cut the time that you actually spend learning a piece of music. So an awful lot of what's written in the vast majority of your repertoire, the flute repertoire, is based on scale patterns of all different types. And so the sooner you start practicing those different scale patterns, the better. So scales can tend to be something that students leave off and think, oh, scales, they're so boring, don't like them, you know, and I don't blame you for that. I mean, the whole idea of going straight up and straight down, it's not very exciting, and it's actually not very beneficial for your flute technique in general. So the sooner you start incorporating these elements of technical practice into your routine every day, you will see big improvements. So you'll see improvements you'll hear improvements in your tone. You'll see the improvement in the way that you're actually able to react and move your fingers faster when you're playing pieces. And you'll also notice the benefit when you're reading music. If you're doing a little bit of sight reading at home yourself, you'll notice that you're able to respond to the music. You'll notice these patterns more. So major and minor, chromatic, passages, intervals, you know, you'll notice these and you'll have a memory built up in your fingers to be able to respond to these things as you come across them. So they are hugely beneficial. And the other benefit is if you are preparing for exams, when you've done something a little bit more advanced and a little bit more difficult, once you step back to doing the straight up and straight down scale, you'll find them a doddle. You'll be up and down, they'll be so easy to you, there'll be no problem. There's a range of videos as well that I've put up for you to play along with. For some people, they might be a little bit fast to start out. That's no problem. Just start slower and build up your speed as you go along. The most important thing is to have an approach to how you practice your technique. So that means that you need to, you know, have your pencil on the stand. You need to use the book like a workbook, and you need to write in it. Keep a diary of what you're doing day to day. What's working, what's not working, more importantly, and make sure that you're going over the things that are not working. So instead of glossing over it and just keep going, make sure that you stop, break it down, go slow, you know, and these are things that I will be talking about in videos as we go along through these. But so once you've got your speed built up and you can play along with me, then that's the first step that you want. That's your first aim, and that's what you want to try and get to, is to be playing along with the metronome without stopping. Make sure you mark anything in your book that's causing you issues. And you also need to figure out what is causing the stumble. Is it the actual reading of the notes? Is it something to do with your fingering? Is it a tone issue? So you need to think about what is causing you to stop and stumble, and then you need to address that and go over it again and over it again and over it again. So doing it right once doesn't mean that you know it. You're going to have to repeat it, I'm afraid, several times. But with that comes a great sense of security in your technique. Your finger muscle memory will build up. Your reading skills will build up, your embouchure will build up, because you'll be building up stamina as you're practicing these. So I would recommend that you practice these every day. The time is, it doesn't really matter how long you spend at them. The main thing is that you say to yourself, okay, today I might do F major and I'm going to set the metronome, and by the end I want to be able to play from here to here, and set yourself out some sort of a target, whether it's to play it at a certain speed, to be able to play it with the different articulation and so on. So these are things that you need to kind of set yourself goals to do. The book is available now. It's available on my website. I hope you really enjoy the book. I'd love to hear from you. So if you want to check me out on Instagram, you can see my content on Instagram, or you can leave a comment here. I'm available on Zoom to do lessons if you need lessons and need a little bit more help. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the book. I hope we get to engage at some point, whether on YouTube or Instagram. So do leave me a comment, like and share, that would be great, and subscribe to the channel so that you're notified when I put up a video and you don't miss any content. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.